Okay, thanks for joining us. We're going to start on section B and section C. As you can see here, there are a square grid for question 1 and 2 and a dotted grid on question 3 and 4. This is supposed to help you. So by right, you wouldn't need your protractor and your set square for this. I'm going to show you how to do it without, and then later, if you need, you can use your set square to check. Okay, so in the square grid below, so we're doing question 2, please mark it out, make sure you're doing the correct question. RS and RU are straight lines. Complete the diagram below to form a rectangle and label it RSQ. So they've drawn one example for you here already. Now you have to see how that line is drawn from R to S. So I'm just going to mark out these points in case you cannot see. What we are going to do is go from using the square grid, go from the corner of the square to the next corner, to the next corner, to the next corner. So this is perfectly diagonal. So when we're drawing the same line here, it must be perfect diagonal across 3 corners. So that's 3 units diagonally. So we can do that here. So from U, just follow my dots. I'm just going to put a small dash here to the next corner, to the next corner, to the next corner. And then what we can do is mark an X for the corners. And then go from this X to this X. So you see it's nicely hitting all the corners of the square grid. That's how you can tell that it's perfectly right angle as per this one. If you want to confirm, you can put your set square here. It should fit nicely. Okay, now why do I say draw small X's instead of dots? Because your dots can be pretty inaccurate in that way. The dot is just like, that's the center right there. Okay, now once we've done the 3rd line, it will be pretty easy to do the 4th line, which is just to link up the 2 points. Now, that should match the bottom length. You can see the bottom length goes from corner to corner of the grid as well. And this line that you've just drawn should also hit the grid corner to corner. Once you're done, label it. Label it not just with RSTU, but with everything. So you see RS, so we will want this to be this direction clockwise. So RSTU, just nice. And then right angles, and then equal sides. Now for this particular question, they did not give you any cm measurements, so you don't need to do the final step, which is to label the cm. Okay, pretty simple. So we're going to immediately move on to question 4 with the circle or the dotted grid. Okay, draw a square given the line below. Now this one, you can see that it hits all the dots perfectly diagonally. So I'm going to do the tougher one, which is 3. So make sure that you are copying the correct question. Okay, draw a square from the given line in the box below. Okay, we're going to take note about which dots this square line is hitting. So I'm just going to draw some X's for now. Okay, we're going to go from this X to this X. Okay, how do you go? You go down 1 dot and then right 1, 2 dots. And then you go down 1 dot, 2 dots, 1 dot, 2 dots. So it's in the pattern 1 dot, 2 dots. Okay, so we're going to take note of this, and then we're going to try to draw the line this way. So this is just for working, so I'm going to erase this first. How do we get the 1 dot, 2 dots this way? So just try it out, okay? So 1 dot, 2 dots. Okay, you see where I'm going? Right, and then 2 dots. And then right, and then up 2 dots. We're just going to try this out first, okay? Draw the line down this way. Just check if this is a perfect right angle. It is. Okay? So this is how you do it. Just count 1 dot, 2 dots, 1 dot, 2 dots, 1 dot, 2 dots. If you have done 1 dot, 2 dots, maybe in another way, you did 2 first, then 1. Or you did 2 first, then 1, and your line looks like this, and when you use your set square, it doesn't fit. That means you're doing the 1 dot and 2 dots in the wrong direction, so go back and check it. Okay, you can always just erase the line, try again until you've gotten the perfect right angle. Now, what if this confuses you? Can you just use your set square? Of course, you can use your set square to check, but just make sure that it's accurate to the grid, because sometimes, I'm going to show you what it looks like, okay? Sometimes, if you use it and then it's not accurate, and you end up having something like this, then definitely that's not correct. So this line should be hitting the dot exactly. So don't just purely use the set square. Use your set square to guide you. But then after that, find the points that you're supposed to hit. You must hit those points on the square grid or the circular grid, the dotted grid. Okay? So I drew that rough line, so I should know where it hits. But just to be sure, I'm going to count that 1 dot, 2 dots again. Okay? So we know we're going this way, like an L shape this way. So 1 dot, I'm trying to let you see as much as possible. 1 dot, 2 dots. Draw a small cross. 1 dot, 2 dots. Draw a small cross. 1 dot, 2 dots. You should hit 4 crosses in total. 1, 2, 3, 4. As you can see here, 1, 2, 3, 4 as well. So make sure that you are crossing the key points. And once you're done, all you have to do is close up the square grid. Again, you should see that the line here should be exactly hitting the same points as this line here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now how do I label this? This did not tell us what alphabets, what letters to label. A, B, C, D, I don't know. It's not given in the question. If it's not given in the question, do not just label it however you wish. There's no need to label the points. Just label it to make sure that it's a square with the 4 equal sides and your 4 right angles. That's all you need to do. If they do not give your cm measurements and they do not give your letters, you don't need to fill that in. And we're done. Okay, so once you're done with this, in the next post, I will reveal the answers here. So if you don't want to know the answers, do not load the page yet. I'll put a picture so you can see the answers to the challenge time. With that, we are done. After this, we will be going to the concept map. So just get ready this handout if you have it.